Well, good afternoon, folks. It's the weekend. I hope you're all having a great time out on your bikes and enjoying the quite mild weather. This is a little update, a little diversionary update about this 29-year-old Diversion XJ600 that I posted a couple of videos about. I've done a bit of work on it and just the usual, really, replacing manky old bolts with stainless steel and things like I put in the previous videos. So there is the bike prior to going for its MoT on Thursday, day before yesterday. So I'm not going to spoil, I'm not going to tell you. You have to watch the video and listen to me. However, I did find this. Now, that's the front sprocket. Now, I've fitted a new rear sprocket because, as I put in the previous video, the teeth were damaged and, and I said, I think the front sprocket's okay. Well, that's because it had a chain sitting on it, But in the end, I thought I'm going to take it off and have a look at it. Well, look at that. All the teeth, look. The right-hand side of every single tooth is worn. The bike's got 40,000 miles on the clock, and I think it's the original sprocket. Front and rear, actually. And as you can see, it's larded up with grease, which is also full of grit, presumably road salt and all sorts of horrible stuff that lurks around on British roads. So I did notice, I mean, look at that. That's the chain case, obviously. I've taken the sprocket cover off. And look at the state of that. And it's like an abrasive paste, really. It's got, like I say, it's got grit in it, sand in it, all sorts. So I thought, well, I can't, And having test ridden it, I found it's a very high revving bike. I mean, it's got a 6-speed gearbox, but, you're doing like 7,000 revs at, I think, 65 miles an hour. It's like 70 miles an hour. It's really, really high revving. And it feels a bit strained to me. So I've ordered a 17-tooth front sprocket, which is one tooth bigger. And then I thought I'll clean out that gunk. So there it is now, look, cleaned out. And if you look at the sort of pale yellow triangular, that's the neutral switch mounting. It's now got nice new stainless steel button-headed Allen bolts holding it on this sort of rusty crossheads. I know I can't see it when I put the sprocket case back on, but that's it nicely cleaned up. So that's going to have a 17-tooth sprocket on, which I got from World's End Moto at a reasonable price. So there's the front wheel, obviously, and if you look at the mounting brackets for the caliper carrier, off the fork sliders there, they are now galvanised metric fine 1.25 thread with stainless washers to replace the originals, which were manky. So, that photo shows what you can do, I suppose, just by replacing manky bolts. And that's the rear caliper there. And if you look at the, just next to the exhaust can, you've got like a nice stainless, well, it's not stainless, it's a zinc-plated bolt. Same at the bottom of that carrier. So, it all adds up, really. For a bike that's sat outside for 4 years and not run and been effectively ignored, you can sort of make it look a lot better. This next picture is a bit dark, sorry about that, but this is the new screen, which I got off eBay. It's a used screen. It doesn't have 4 holes in it drilled in and ruined as per my previous video. This next photo shows a bit of tidying up of the back end. So it's got the excellent Venhill brake hoses. I mean, they're adjustable and everything. You can undo a little 10mm nut on them and twist the banjos round, and really, really good. 69 quid for the pair, front and rear. And then stainless bolts on the torsion bar, which I sprayed. This next photo is a modification I've done, which is that you've got an oil cooler and then there is an oil filter assembly under the bike with metal pipes, and then it has a sort of intermediate bit of rubber pipe with crimped on stuff, you know. That's the original Yamaha. And of course, you know, after 30 years, they've rusted and it's very much in danger of just falling off, actually. And then you have a huge oil leak. So what I did was to sort out the little retaining bracket, put a stainless Allen bolt in and washer, as you can see. And then I've used the correct diameter braided hose with stainless clamps. They don't get hot, you know, they're not close to the exhaust pipes, plural. You know, they don't get hot at all. So here is a picture of the bike now, ready for its MOT. Now, I've always thought if a bike looks clean, it might stand a better chance of passing. So there it is. That's with the old 16-tooth sprocket on, and that's prior to me cleaning all that gunge off, as per the previous photos. But there it is, waiting patiently for me to ride it through to Crawford's Motorcycles in Scunthorpe. And they do all my MOTs. And it's a great place. You know, nobody on a motorcycle, if you've got any sense, wants a fiddled MOT, do you? You know, they do it properly, and that's what I need, and that's what I want for my bikes. So here it is. I went to the local Greggs round the corner, had some coffee, left and a cake, and left the bike with them. And Sam said, yeah, come back in half an hour. I walked back, and there was my little baby sitting there, look. And I thought, you know, is it or isn't it? Is it a pass or is it not? Now, I know the indicators are flashing too fast. That's definite. I've replaced the indicators. They're not LEDs, but they're only 3-watt bulbs. So I think the resistance in the bulbs is too low and they're flashing a bit fast, but it's only an advisory these days. So look at this. Ta-da! Pass with defects. Yeah, okay, fair enough. As you can see, it says all direction indicators flashing more than 120 times a minute. Yeah. I told Sam that before I took it in and said, look, is it okay? It's the law's changed now. It's an advisory only. So I've ordered off eBay some resistors, and you plug them in. So basically, you plug them in series with each indicator. I want them flashing at the right rate, really. So there they are. Look, £6.19 for 4 of them. You get those little pressy connector things, which I'm not entirely sure I'll use, but we'll see. And there's 1 per indicator. So basically, there are 6 ohm. It says for LED indicators. Well, the ones on the bike aren't LED, but they are very, very low wattage at 3 watts a bulb. Although they're quite bright when they flash very quickly. So I'm going to fit those. I'd say they're probably flashing 3 times a second, which is a bit fast. Now, I've also ordered these off Ali International. I don't really need them, but what I'm going to do is, since the bike has passed its MOT, it's great to ride, you know, it'll be even better with that front sprocket. I thought, well, after 30 years, normally diaphragm carbs, they begin to suffer a bit on the diaphragm. So there's 4 slides with the needles and the diaphragms for £28.59p delivered. Now, to put this into context, I'm not going to go on a rant. On eBay, there are a couple of sellers flogging these things, or trying to, at £78 each. £78 each. And I've even checked with them and said, is this for one, you know, diaphragm slide, etc., or is it for all 4? No, it's each. So it would be £300 to buy them on eBay, and yet it can be done for £28.59. And I bet they're buying them from the same place. What a rip-off. I'm not even going to name other retailers in this country, but people know who they are now. And there's some blatant profiteering going on, buying stuff in from China and selling it on at 10 times the cost. I'm not going to name them. If you've got a Royal Enfield Interceptor, you'll know. So enough said on that one. I would say buy with caution now, and I think people are getting wise to it. Pretty amoral in terms of price, and pretty amoral in other things. So enough said. So there's my little baby. It's past the MoT. That's 12 months on it. Runs like a dream. It's really fast. I can't believe how fast that bike is. It's so smooth as well, being a 4-cylinder. So low, there was much rejoicing in the house of Slick. And I'm going to keep it. But I still welcome your opinion. Do you think I should? Or shall I sell it? I think, well, having got this far, I think I'm going to keep it. So in the meantime, enjoy your bikes, be careful, watch it out there, and I will post again very soon. Bye for now.